Good morning, guys. I'm WUSA Season 5, Episode 100. It is Wednesday morning, and we are off on a long journey, as always. Today, we have almost a 4-hour drive one way to our first stop, and a little bit raining outside, like light rain outside. Temperature right now is 55 degrees. And we're just leaving home early morning, just heading out. And I put the first casino in the map, and we'll be there 2 minutes before I have a meeting. So hopefully traffic is good and we gain a few minutes, and I can get there in time to get myself set up for the meeting, because I'm training somebody on how to take care of vulnerabilities for their group. They've never done that before, so it shouldn't be hard to train probably 20 teams on it, so it should be pretty easy. I just need to bring up their vulnerabilities and send them the links and stuff like that, so no big deal there. Yesterday, normal Tuesday, a couple trips to the casino, made a little bit of money. Today, hopefully we get a chance to play some blackjack, maybe some other things, who knows. Definitely slots, but who knows what else we can pick up today. The kitchen, everything went really well. Looks really good, so that's all taken care of. All the faucets and stuff should be put back on today, and then the only thing left to do would be to paint. And there's not going to be that much area to paint, because so much of the area is already covered either by a cabinet or backsplash or whatever, so it shouldn't be too bad. But we'll do that probably in the next month or two. I'm not really that worried about it right now. It's not a big priority. So right now we are just starting our trip for the day. I got my new laptop next to me here, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, brief update here. Right now it looks like I'm going to get to my first casino 11 minutes early, so that's good. I still have an hour and a half to go. It's not like it's like around the corner, but looks like we're going to get there early. And I just want to mention, I was talking about the cyber taxi a long time ago, or the robo taxi from Tesla, that was on the list for that. And I'm still not positive if we're allowed to buy it as an individual or a company. I've got a company, so whatever we got to do. But I want to learn a little bit more about the minimum requirements to get one, because I want to get one. And I was seeing that all of a sudden a bunch of these robo-taxis were delivered in one place, and they're being distributed around the country, which means you're getting really close to launch. Now this was all in Texas, which we knew they were doing a lot of stuff with the robo-taxis in Texas, so it makes sense that that's where they would have gotten delivered. I think that's where they're probably being made too, right? I know they moved from California to Texas for their headquarters. Anyway, they're going to have no pedals, no steering wheel. It's just going to be about a 21-inch screen right in the middle, and there's going to be a button for emergency stop in case it's necessary. That's a temporary thing that will eventually go away once everything is perfected. But it looks like it may have its own wireless charging pad, so it would just go back in over this pad. The back part of the vehicle would charge just by being over the pad, which is amazing, because then it doesn't need you at all. It can go out and make you money 22, 23 hours a day and charge itself when it needs to, and just stay on the road as long as it wants. So that's really cool. They're talking about possibly a robo-taxi van also for bigger parties later on, but I don't think that's necessary. If it's going to be that cheap to get a ride, that, Uber might be $25 and a robo-taxi might be $9, then you have a bigger party, you just get two of them. It doesn't make sense. You don't need to have a bigger vehicle necessarily, and not off the bat anyway. So there's that. And then, I test drove a self-driving Tesla recently, so that was cool. And then the Pi phone also that Musk supposedly is working on. Do you know he's worth over $800 billion now? $800 billion, and he's trying to do what's good for humanity. Imagine that, trying to do the right thing and actually making money. That's pretty cool. But the iPhone supposedly is going to have a price point of around $200, and it's going to have little or no cell service fee because it would use like Verizon, AT&T cell towers in the city, but when you get out in the middle of nowhere, it would use the satellites that he already has in orbit, and he's adding to all the time. So that's pretty cool too. So like my family's cell phone bill, I don't even want to tell you how much it is. It is enormous. We have so many phones. We reached like the phone limit on our plan. But imagine that going down to less than $15 a person and having universal coverage worldwide, and you don't have to worry about international fees or anything like that. Think what's going to happen to Apple stock if that takes off, and Tesla is the only company that can use the satellites. Imagine how much money they can make off these phones. And they're going to be simpler phones, more streamlined, less of a, what do you call it, like a software tree where you have all these different options. It's going to be more basic to start off, but it's going to have better coverage. It's going to be way cheaper, so that's pretty cool. Looking forward to that as well. So much stuff coming from Tesla. The robots look like price point is going to be only around $30,000 to start, moving into sub $20,000, sub $10,000, and eventually sub $5,000 for a robot that can clean your house, do your laundry, do your dishes, cook your food, do all that stuff for you. And then eventually Musk sees where there's going to be more robots than people in the world, and they're just going to be assisting us and all that. That's scary. That's insanely crazy, insanely crazy and scary. But at the same time, I believe that if you do things the right way and don't overdo it and just lay around doing nothing, getting fat and dying, that these things could really help a lot of people. So anyway, pretty cool stuff happening, pretty scary stuff happening. I talked about all the AI stuff yesterday, between the AI stuff and the robot stuff and all that, and the dexterity being amazing, where they can almost do what human hands can do. They almost have the range of what a human hand has. And imagine, they're not going to get burned, by a hot stove or anything like that. They're not going to have accidents, all that. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, the fall of humanity, right? Then people will say, oh, well, I don't need a wife. I got this robot that does everything I ever wanted. It talks to me. It gives me support. It always backs me up. It doesn't yell at me. It does all the stuff I want in the house. The only thing it can't do is have kids. And that could be the death of humanity when people start saying, well, I don't want to deal with human conflict anymore. I just want to deal with a robot. Imagine that. Anyway, all right. Let's continue on here. Like I said, I'm going to get there about 11 minutes before my meeting. I'll get all set up for that, and everything is good. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. I am actually at the casino right now waiting for the meeting to start. We have about 5 minutes. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go in there and tear them up, man. I'm so excited to get back on the tables again. It feels like it's been so long. So I just wanted to let you know I am here. As soon as this meeting is over, I'm going to get in there and start playing. I'll be back. All right, I got to get something off my chest here. I just want to say, what a piece of, let's just say, spit, okay? Because we're trying to keep this a nice place here. What a piece of spit, because this guy is such a piece of garbage every single time. I sat down, I bought in for 500, start playing, it's pretty neutral, nothing really going on, and another guy comes over to the table, and, I'm like, it's nice, it's a nice guy, I know him. He's the guy I mentioned a long time ago that said, that was just sitting there, and I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm waiting for another 100. He's waiting for someone to bring him another 100,000 so he could play. He was telling me the other night he had a bonus for 12,000 a few minutes after he sat down. So he sat with me, and I'm doing pretty good, and it goes the wrong way. I'm like in the middle of an area I can't really be speaking too freely, but it goes the wrong way, and I decided it's time to get up. And unfortunately, I didn't play with him for 2 hours or anything. He always wants to play for a long time, but it was time for me to go because the count, that's where it was. So I ended up getting up, and he wasn't happy at all. He asked for a new shoe, which I don't care, but I was cordial with him and nice and everything. The point is, the pit boss, and we're going to see now, I'm going to actually log in while I'm here with you. This pit boss is always such a piece of garbage with me, and every time I talk to him, he always screws with the numbers on purpose. And I said, okay, here's what I bought in for, and here's my profit. And he goes, oh, you bought in for something? I never approved that. Like, he's not going to put it in. He's going to put it in as all profit. I'm telling you right now, if he puts it in as all profit, I don't care if I get banned for the rest of my life. I will make such a big stink out of it. I will videotape it, and I will put it on YouTube, because he is such a piece of garbage. He's always pulling stuff like that with me. But I ended the session ahead 600, and for some reason I can't connect to anything right now. But I will check on it and see, and hopefully he put me in correctly, because I don't know how much more he would want from me. He always claims that he didn't know or he didn't realize or whatever, and he puts me in for winning more than what it really is. And it's got to stop. So, yeah, right now it looks like, I don't know, I can't log into their site for some reason. And their app doesn't show win-loss statements. Let me see. My work stuff seems to be working. So I don't know why I don't have a connection for them right now. Anyway, I will check on it and I will let you know, and hopefully everything is cool. Plus 600 there. Played a slot with somebody, only ended up ahead like $5. Played a few by myself. I'm down like $3. So nothing really going on right now, but let me get this fixed and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, and it was okay. Some ups and downs in there. So did a play with a friend, made $5. Played that blackjack session, and I don't know how well you could hear me on that, but it was a shorter session, but I was doing well, and then the count kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And it got to the point where it doesn't make sense for me to stay at the table. What am I going to do? We're like true -4. So although I was still winning hands, which really frustrated the other guy, you're winning hands and you're leaving? I'm like, yeah. I can't explain it to you. You're too stupid. You're too busy losing $100,000 at a time. And so I left that and had that disagreement, we call it, with that pit boss, which that's going to bite me in the butt one of these days. Because why am I even messing with it? Let them put whatever they want. I made $1 million. Who cares? They're going to kick me out. They're going to kick me out no matter what. So that was plus 600. And then played some more blackjack. Was down as much as 600 and came back and ended up leaving slightly ahead, like $55. And then played some other slots and got to about even on slots, plus the 5 I made with that guy. So it was like I was in there about 3 hours, and just seeing the same crowd. Almost everybody in there is a friend of mine now, So even though we compete with each other, if we're both there talking to each other, when we find something, we usually split it, which is not the greatest thing in the world for either of us, but everything is pretty fair, and nobody really backstabs anyone yet, There was one guy who has a lot of money. I don't know if he's an AP or not. I think he knows what he's doing, but he just wanted to play some slots, and he's not allowed to be in this casino. So he asked the guy if he would just spin the slot for him while he stood there. So he got in because when they scan your ID at this place, they're not actually comparing it to their database. All they're doing is checking for a criminal record, checking to see if it's valid, if it's expired, and if you have a criminal, some kind of a warrant or something like that out. And that's all they're doing. which I didn't know before because I was really worried when they went to that system that I would be flagged. Well, not at this place. So, and I don't know if they have facial recognition or not. I want to lean toward no, even though this place is pretty big and they have a lot of money. I want to lean toward they don't have facial recognition because there's a lot of people who I know and who advertise that they count cards here and they don't do anything to them. So another thing is they are a little bit lax on card counters because they understand most of them go broke anyway because they don't have a big enough bankroll. So anyway, a friend of mine was spinning for this guy. So all he did is just sit there and spin the reels for him, and the other guy would just pay him to do that. And I think he ended up slightly ahead, but it's kind of weird, man. The guy goes to Vegas or lives in Vegas a lot, and he's here spinning $1 and then later on a $3 a spin slot. Why? What do you have why is it so important to be here playing this for that little bit amount of money? I don't get it. So anyway, they did that. I talked to a friend about a possible couple trips we're going to be taking. Looks like probably Vegas in June, maybe possibly in May also, not positive yet. And then some other places that I can't discuss yet, probably May and June also. So we'll see. I know it's getting late already for that stuff, but I might have to do what Sam Walton did, and that might be to buy a Cessna and just fly places myself. And then whenever there's a game, we just fly there and don't have to worry about it. How hard could it be to get a pilot's license? You know, something I always tell my kids is a lot stupider people than you have done it, so why can't you do it? And that's the thing. A lot dumber people than me have been pilots, so why can't I do it? Other than I hate flying, but you know, why not? That'll get me over my fear, maybe. So overall, we were ahead a total of $5 on slots and a total of $655 on blackjack, and it's nice to be able to get back on a table. Both sessions ended. I didn't even mention the other session. Other session, I left because the count was so bad. Also. And on that one, I was down about 600 at one point, ended up coming back, but just nothing I could do there. I mean, I'll play a true -1, a true -2, but when it gets to be a true -4 or 5, unless I'm down, it doesn't make sense for me to play. I can get up and then sit back down somewhere else. So unfortunately, the problem I've been having is when I've been going to places, there haven't been any seats to sit down and play. So anyway, right now we're going to go grab some food and figure out what we're going to do next. Work-wise, everything is good. There's a couple little things I can do at home when I get home tonight for work. Other than that, everything is caught up, and those couple things are actually to get me extra points with people that I'm thinking about them and I'm working hard for them. I brought up some possible solutions for some problems that people had, and they're like, yeah, that might work. So I'm going to run it through a dev environment tonight, and if it works, I'll take it live tomorrow and should make their life easier too. So it'll make my numbers look good too, because it'll be easier for them to be able to track their vulnerabilities. So, all right, guys, that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. I stopped and got some food, and right now I'm heading toward home. I need to get some gas on the way back, but my wife called me and said that I needed to give one of my kids money, and it's kind of on the way, so I'm going to have to take time to do that, and then we'll probably catch up with you in a little while after that. We'll go hit another casino afterwards. So right now, we're going to head toward home. We're going to stop. We're going to get some gas, and then I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. I am only about 45 minutes away from where my kid is, and going to go take care of that. And then I actually have to meet with a friend of mine, sign some papers. Then we'll probably stop by the house, have some dinner, and then go to a casino. But I wanted to mention, I don't know if it's out yet or not, but it looks like the lodge is not going to be indicted. They're not going to have any issues. They're going to reopen, and everything is going back to normal somewhat, you know. So the lodge in Texas Poker Club, as you know, about 45 days ago was shut down. Definitely a witch hunt. You know, they let their other locations stay open, but not this location. And, you know, they let them operate in a gray area so they can shut them down when they want to or not shut them down. All this stuff. They give them a liquor license, but they're illegal, so they shouldn't have given them a liquor license. It was a big mess. And basically, long story short, it's going to come out here soon, if it hasn't already, that the lodge is going to be able to reopen and everything is going back to normal. Now, I'm sure they're going to change some things around. They're probably going to put some security at the door that checks people's membership before they come in, and maybe have a membership table near the entrance or something like that, just to be bulletproof so that they don't have to worry about anything like this happening again. But it really was ridiculous. You know, there's whatever 50, 100, 200 clubs in Texas, and one of them or two of them has ever had an issue, and then they go to the biggest one and try to shut them down. So good for them. I'm glad, and people can go back to making money. Hopefully we get this tax thing figured out where you can only write off 90% of your losses, and everything will be back to normal, hopefully. So anyway, all right, thought I'd throw that in there, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. Just finished dropping off the cash. Just ran over to the grocery store. Oh man, you know, I still haven't put those nice mats in this car. I gotta do that. They just took care of all that stuff. Everything is good. Just went to the grocery store to check to see if any of the Pokemon stuff is available, and of course it's not. So right now I gotta go sign some paperwork to help somebody out, and we'll be done with this stuff. Then gonna probably head home. My wife wants to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, one of those, because she wants good outlet covers for the backsplashes. So I'm like, well, the electrician probably had some, and she said, well, I want to make sure they're really nice. So I guess we're going to do that. I'll probably go play after that. So getting stretched out here a little bit, but we'll go play after all that. So yeah, that's what's going on. Just to give you an idea, it's 61 right now. It rained a lot of the day, and it's almost rush hour time. So do what we can do. So could have gone the other way here. Let's go take care of this paperwork, and I'll be back. All right, guys, this is ending up being a longer day than I expected. All right, got all this paperwork taken care of and everything, and now I'm heading home, but I don't think my wife is home, so I got to wait for her to get home, go to Lowe's with her, and then I can go play. So yeah, it's going to be a longer one than I expected today, but that's okay. I've already driven 8 hours today, but heck, what's the big deal? Let's keep going. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, feels like an endless day. It's now 8:30 p.m. So we went to the hardware store. They didn't really have everything she needed, so she's going to order some on Amazon or all on Amazon. I'm not sure. Dropped her back off at home, and then had to go sign more papers because they had missed some, made a mistake on some. So did that. That's all done. And now I am heading to the casino. So hopefully we have some good variance after all this. I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, just got here, and just walking in. Very quiet out here right now, and hopefully something good happens, but I'm so tired at this point. Hopefully it's worth the trip, because it's a long way to go. I'll be back. Well, that was fun. Could have done without that. Go in, looking around, pretty quiet, not much happening. Everything's okay. I guess I'm not finding anything. Got to the absolute end, find a machine, good range, cheap, it's less than $2 a spin. Play that through, get just destroyed on that thing. I was down over 1,000 at one point on that thing, and it's just like the most frustrating thing when you know it should be about 45 or 50 more spins, and it's like 400 and something spins. Ended up leaving down 355. Worked all day to make 300 or 400 today. It's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. There was so much going on right now in my life. It's so crazy right now. All the different things I have to do. So, heading home right now. We can do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? My wife made a couple hamburgers for me tonight. I put some horseradish, the nice thick horseradish, not the sauce, watered down stuff, the actual pieces of horseradish on there. Had that, and had some beef jerky, things like that in the car earlier. And what did you tip today, MW? Are you kidding? You know what I tipped today. I had 2 sessions of Blackjack and a couple sessions of slots, and I tipped $0. And what did you learn today, MW? Well, just because you think it's the end of the day and things are calming down and you're almost done with everything doesn't mean that it's over yet. And right when you think things have calmed down and you're just about done, then some real damage can still get done, which is very unfortunate, but that's what happened tonight. So I guess, I didn't have to try to make a little bit more tonight. I did my best, though. Tomorrow's going to be a very long day. I'm going to have about 6 hours of sleep tops, get out of the house, and get back on the road again, back for Thursday night. Friday morning, going to be in the office early in the morning, and then more travel. So it's going to be a hectic trip, a hectic week the rest of the week, but we got to do it. So normally I would stay overnight or through the night where I was earlier, but that didn't work out because I had stuff to do here. So we'll be back up in that area tomorrow, and then somewhere different, hopefully on Friday. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.